Now at 5, a history-making verdict. Jurors convict former President Donald Trump of dozens of felonies. We'll have the latest from inside and outside the courtroom.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A potentially pivotal moment in American history today. A former president, current candidate, convicted of multiple felonies. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Michael George reports from outside the courthouse.
Donald Trump is now the first former president to be convicted of a crime.
This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people.
Trump was charged with falsifying business records in connection with money his former fixer Michael Cohen paid to adult film star Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 election to keep her quiet about an alleged sexual encounter. Prosecutors argued that Trump reimbursed Cohen, but disguised the payments as legal expenses, amounting to a criminal scheme to corrupt the election.
You have any messages for Donald Trump today?
As the prosecution's star witness, Cohen testified Trump personally approved the plan to disguise the payments. Cohen, who's a convicted felon, faced intense grilling by the defense, who attacked his credibility and his motives. Jurors also got to hear from Stormy Daniels, who offered graphic details about her 2006 encounter with Trump, which he denies. The jury was comprised of 7 men and 5 women and included 2 lawyers as well as a teacher and a speech therapist. Trump maintains this trial, like his other criminal indictments, are all politically motivated and that he's done nothing wrong. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The prosecution and defense agreed on setting sentencing for mid-July. Seneca, Missouri man pleads guilty to multiple felony and misdemeanor charges, including assaulting law enforcement during the January 6, 2021 breach of the U.S. Capitol. 27-year-old Kyler Joseph Bard of Seneca pleaded guilty to 2 felonies, including assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers, and civil disorder. In addition to the felonies, Bard pleaded guilty to 4 misdemeanors. Let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney.
Well, we do have a few showers and thunderstorms pushing through the area tonight thanks to a stationary front. That means it's going to move a little bit slower, so we're going to have those rain showers sticking around mostly all night, which does give us some concern for localized flooding, flash flooding in the area, and you can see the differences. So this is where that rain is, and you can tell that because we've got cooler air on this side, warmer air on this side. Temperatures 71 out in Joplin, 81 in Miami, Oswego 78. So we are on the other side of that stationary front, 69 degrees, 71 in Independence. So a little bit cooler. And here comes that rain. Like I said, we've got some localized flooding going on. Other than that, we're not really expecting any kind of severe threat, but we will keep you updated, and I'll have more details in just a bit.
See you soon. Miami Public Library today hosted an event called Preparing for the Big Adventure. The goal is to help local teens get ready for adulthood. Teenagers had the chance to learn about college, careers, loans, taxes, and a lot more of adulting kind of things. Almost 50 Upward Bound program participants joined the event that was open to the public.
They'll always say that there's not enough for our children and teens to do in this area. So we're really trying to close that gap and trying to get input from the teens in our area on what they would like to see and help provide that for them.
This really helps with social networking to get to know people who can help us get the knowledge to do it. It's really just about getting to know people and getting to know the connections that we can have in our area.
The Miami Public Library will host more events focused on teens during the summer. To learn more about that, just go to our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Crawford County Historical Museum is playing host to an American Revolution exhibit this week. It's a collaborative project of the American Battlefield Trust and the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. The exhibition includes interactive digital kiosks that use storytelling, illustration, technology, and unique artifacts.
They enjoy the exhibit. I hope they learn something new, and I hope they have a newfound appreciation for what our ancestors had to go through in order to win our freedom.
The exhibit will remain open and free to the public until June 6th. A retired nurse recently opened her home in Webb City, Missouri to share her passion for rug hooking. After 42 years of saving lives in the medical field, Kathy Wagner now spends retirement igniting passion in lives through rug hooking. Usually, Wagner offers classes in Kansas under her business Hooks and Loops. However, this month, she decided to open up her home in Webb City, Missouri to share the passion across the state line.
It was my dream to teach people how to do this rug hooking, and I had an opportunity to do that, and so I have been teaching for the last 3.5 years, and just recently brought the group into my home.
We're going to hear more from Wagner on KOAM News at 6. Still ahead, the difference made by early detection.
It's Brain Tumor Awareness Month. I'm Cristian Benavides with the signs and symptoms one survivor says you should watch out for.
Plus, trends concerning the moods of teens and the use of smartphones, those stories in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, a study of 250 U.S. teenagers reveals the rates of adolescent mood disorders and smartphone use have risen in parallel. This causes some to believe that smartphone use could have an adverse effect on teens' moods. Researchers say it's also possible young people turn to their smartphones to change their negative moods. Epilepsy drugs taken while pregnant do not appear to affect the child's creativity. A study published in Neurology tested more than 300 4-year-olds. Researchers found no differences in the creative scores between those born to mothers taking epilepsy medication and children whose mothers did not have epilepsy. Reports from patients and their partners about memory issues could predict biological changes in the brain associated with Alzheimer's disease. Among 675 participants, researchers found those who self-reported a decline in their cognitive function had certain chemicals associated with Alzheimer's in their brains. The same went for people whose cognitive decline was not noticed by their partners. Around 90,000 people a year are diagnosed with a primary brain tumor. That's according to the American Brain Tumor Association. During this Brain Tumor Awareness Month, Cristian Benavides brings us one woman's story of survival and the signs and symptoms to look for.
Grandmother of 5, Kathy Magstad, has beaten the odds twice.
I had to make peace with the beast.
Her journey with glioblastoma, a fast-growing, aggressive brain tumor, began in 2017. Her first symptom, uncontrollable twitching of her tongue.
It was a simple, little, teeny, tiny thing, but it came back, and it came back.
Her father died of the same brain cancer and was diagnosed at the same age, 63.
My heart sunk. You know, you can't help but think this is the way it's going to be.
But Magstad's tumor was caught early. It was the size of 2 small raisins. Doctors at the University of Miami's Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center performed an awake craniotomy.
I don't want any invaders. Get them out.
And they did. Dr. Macarena de la Fuente is chief of neuro-oncology at the center's new Brain Tumor Institute.
Unfortunately, the tumor came back 5 years after.
So last year, she had a second surgery and took part in a clinical trial testing a mix of 2 chemotherapy drugs, one of only 8 people in the world to participate.
We check for toxicities, whether the combination of drug is safe.
In her case, it was. Tests currently show her cancer is clear.
The median survival for a glioblastoma is 18 months. We are here to provide hope.
There is no cure for glioblastoma, but new treatments are helping patients live longer.
How are you feeling today?
Hanging in.
And Magstad is grateful for that. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Now, while it is a rare form of cancer, about 12 to 15,000 people in the U.S. are diagnosed with glioblastoma each year. A little later.
Millions of teenagers are working for the summer. I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger, and I'll tell you how teens can turn those earnings into savings.
And we've got some rain showers in the area. We'll talk more about that right after the break. Well, we do have some rain moving in, so let's go ahead and take a look outside at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. We've got some rain already passed through. It's a little wet on the ground out there, but it's not the end of it. We do have a few more rounds of rain tonight, mostly just some scattered showers, maybe some thunder here and there, but we're not looking at anything too severe. Only threat we mainly see tonight is some localized flooding, flash flooding as well, near Bartlesville, just west of Bartlesville or east of Bartlesville. They've got some heavier rain, up to 3 inches, but the rest of us, we're only seeing about 1/4 inch to 2 inches of rainfall tonight. And as of right now, showers are only just passing Independence, Chanute, and heading into the Pittsburgh, Miami area. So let's go ahead and take a look. We've got a few scattered stronger storms just ahead of that main line of showers near Joplin with some lightning, but the rest of the storms and scattered showers not quite as electric as those storms ahead, but we are seeing the heavier rainfall, and it is a stationary front, meaning cold front's caught up to a warm front. So behind this line of showers, we're getting some colder air moving in, but it's going to be moving pretty slow, which is why we're getting that risk of localized flooding and flash flooding. It's not dropping a ton of rain, but it's just going to be sitting over the same areas for longer than a normal shower would. So we do have a slight low risk as it passes through over that Kansas-Missouri border. And the rest of us, we're going to be pretty good. We've got some scattered showers continuing for Friday, but we've got a very low risk for those storms. And again, on Saturday, another very low risk. Now, we do have the chance that it might increase to a low risk, but we'll keep an eye on that. But let's go ahead, take a look at the future track. So these are those showers that are pushing through right now, continuing in. It's a little bit tracking a little bit slower than what we're seeing these storms passing by. So can expect these showers to be maybe pushing through closer to Joplin at about 6 p.m. So we're going to continue to see those pass through. Some stronger, some heavier rainfall areas, but like I said, no severe threat with any of these showers as they pass by. They'll continue in for most of the evening. This is about 9:30 tonight. Still, like I said, moving pretty slow. So still just now passing through the Joplin Metro, heading into Nevada and that area and crossing over to Missouri. Starts to lighten up. We'll have some lighter showers throughout the rest of the overnight hours, but then we've got that chance as we move into tomorrow of those scattered showers and scattered thunderstorms. Like I said, still not a massive threat for severe weather, but we'll keep an eye on it. And those continue most of the day on Friday. Scattered showers, scattered thunderstorms continue on. It's mostly more on the Missouri side, but still everyone's getting some rain tomorrow, and that'll continue most of the day on Friday. Maybe clearing out for Saturday, so we have a good Saturday ahead. And then we've got more chances of scattered thunderstorms, scattered showers Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. As of right now, only 40%, but we're still a few days away, so we're going to keep an eye on those as well. And then after that, we finally see the sun come back out, and we don't have another threat of those severe storms coming in after that next round, so we might be getting close to the end of severe weather season.
Boy, that would be welcome news.
That is definitely good for everybody, I think.
You bet. Thanks, Lindsay. A tornado lifted an Iowa home with a man inside, and that man, he survived to tell the story. Reporter Ethan Humble has details.
Kevin Regseger said he was in this smokehouse when the tornado swept through, and that it was a key lesson he learned in the 7th grade that may have saved his life.
There was nothing there, so I was basically grabbing at grass.
When Kevin Regseger, better known as Regs, was caught right in the middle of the tornado last Tuesday, he thought his life was ending.
I didn't think I was going to make it, so I was dialing Cheryl to tell her goodbye.
But crouched down in his smokehouse, Regs says one middle school lesson guided where he stood.
Whatever direction the tornado was coming from, that's just the corner of the building or structure or house or basement that you wanted to be in.
So he got in the southwest corner, right where the storm was coming from. And when it all passed seconds later, he found himself in an entirely different place.
When it was gone, I was about 20 feet away to the north, and I got up and knew I was injured.
Regs got 8 staples in his head and had a minor brain bleed. But now, just 1 week later, he's walking around telling his story.
I feel extremely fortunate. Like I said, the only way I can convey how dire a situation was I didn't think I was going to make it.
He's gotten loads of help from friends, family, and strangers, and getting things picked up since.
We just had so much help. We've got all the fields have been walked, property's been cleaned.
But Regs says what's most important is taking severe weather seriously, because one different decision could have changed everything.
So if I would have been in the opposite corner, I probably would have got a face full of bricks.
Regs and Cheryl say they have secured a builder and plan on building a new home. In Story County, Ethan Humble, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
Coming up, why Nissan says people should stop driving some of the company's older cars. Topping today's Consumer Watch, Nissan has issued a do not drive warning to the owners of more than 80,000 older vehicles. The company says the recalled Takata airbag inflators could explode in a crash and propel dangerous metal fragments. The pieces could cause death or serious injury. Owners can get their inflators repaired free of charge at a Nissan dealership. The recall affects certain models of the Nissan Sentra, Pathfinder, and Infiniti QX4 made between 2002 and 2006. The nation's second largest pharmacy retailer, Walgreens, announced it's cutting prices on 1,300 items, including snacks and feminine products. It comes as Americans continue to grapple with inflation. Other major retailers, including Target, have also announced price cuts to thousands of products this year. School year might be ending, but teenagers taking on jobs this summer can get some good life lessons in finance. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger has some tips.
As millions of high school and college students start summer jobs, it's a great time to instill important savings habits. Even if your kids are under 18, a parent, a legal guardian, or a grandparent can establish a custodial bank account for them. Doing so should prompt you to explain some core concepts like compound interest, FDIC insurance, electronic bill paying, and bank fees. Encourage the kids to start an automatic savings program so that at least 10% of summer earnings are directed into a savings account. If they're 18 years or older, they can also open and contribute to a Roth IRA. Use this opportunity to teach them about investing basics, like the difference between a stock and a bond, and how index funds work. Some parents add an incentive by matching their kids' contributions dollar for dollar. The sooner they start, the more likely they are to continue these early habits throughout their lives. In New York, I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
And Subway's foot-long cookie is back nationwide. The oversized chocolate chip cookie is going to be sold for $5 at some locations. The cookie was pulled from some markets weeks after its January debut due to demand, with more than 4 million sold. That's according to Subway anyway. A final check of the forecast up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, much more on the conviction of Donald Trump this afternoon on multiple felonies and reactions. Then on KOIM News at 6, more on a library effort to help four-state teens prepare for their futures as adults. And the Joplin Outlaws, they have their home opener tonight, their first game in a brand new league. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOIM News at 6. McDonald's of the four states honored a couple of owner-operators with a surprise 1 in 8 event. Glenn Nichols and Phil Close have served their communities for more than 4 decades, not just with McDonald's, but through their involvement with various local programs. And today, the pair were recognized for their years of service with custom-made, limited edition McDonald's 1 in 8 Letterman jackets. Why 1 in 8, you say? Well, 1 in 8 designation refers to the fact that 1 in 8 Americans have worked at a McDonald's at some point in their lives. That's a pretty amazing statistic.
Very cool. Yeah.
Some folks still getting rain out there, Lindsay.
Yes, we've got some scattered showers continuing tonight, and scattered showers, thunderstorms well into tomorrow evening. Some stronger storms may pass by. After that, we'll get a break this weekend, and then scattered showers and thunderstorm chances continue for the beginning of next week.
We'll welcome at least a brief break over the weekend.
We may even see closing to an end of severe weather as well.
I hope so. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. See you at 6. Let's make it a great evening.